In this series, we're going to look at measuring. This will be conducted under the Australian and New Zealand Standard of Measuring. This standard is recognised worldwide, but please check your local building code for any differences. We're going to follow a certain project all the way through. Today's video is on internal wall and ceiling linings. For simplicity, we are assuming that all wall heights are the same for this video. If you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and leave comments below. So we've got 4 different types of interior linings. We've got 2 on the walls and 2 on the ceiling. So on the walls, we've got a 10mm standard jib, which goes into all of the rooms. And we've got a 10mm Aqualine, which goes into the rooms that may have some moisture content. So that'll be your bathroom, your laundry, and a section of the kitchen. And the next lot of interior linings is your ceiling. So you've got a 13mm standard jib, which goes in all of the rooms, except for where the 13mm Aqualine goes, which is in your bathroom, your laundry, and a section of the kitchen. So we'll start looking at the spreadsheet here. So we've got a 10mm standard jib plasterboard to walls with glues and 6-gram 32mm screws to brace plan. Now I'll show you the brace plan. So it's asking on the walls only certain areas which require a brace plan. So what they're asking for is a GS1-N, which I'll show you in a little while, but this is just a screw pattern. There's no additional boards or anything to go with it. It's just literally just a screw pattern. So we don't actually allow anything in the quantities. We just need to put it in so that the person that's fitting the board or pricing the board knows what to add. So for example, with A1, so it's in line with the grids here, we asked for a GS1/N at 600mm. So that's from that point there to that point there. And for A2, a GS1N at 1.8. So that's from that point there to that point there, and so on. It's the same all the way around. It just gives you the length that's required where they need that screw pattern. So we need to apply the small headings here and measure each room. So we'll start off with bedroom 1. So we know that the width of that is 2.9. So we can make sure we line up that we've measured the 2.9. And we know there's 4 of those. So we've got the back wall here as well. And we've got the wardrobe as well. So you've got the inside of the wardrobe, and then you've got the bedroom side of the wardrobe that we need to put the plasterboard on. We've also got the length. So the length is 5.08. So that's within the stub work. It's not the outside the stub work, it's within it. So we've got 2 of those. So we've got to go full length all the way down here and all the way down here. And there's 2 of those. So we can apply those to our spreadsheet. We also need to make deductions. So we've got the 1.8 by 2.3, and that's that one here. So we deduct this from here. And we also got a 1.8 by 0.8, and that's that window here. We make that deduction. And we've got a 2.3 by 2.1 times 2. So this is this wardrobe here. We've got to deduct the jib from this side and also from this side. And we've also got this doorway here. It's just the one. So that's all the jib and deductions required for the walls in bedroom 1. So next we move on to the kitchen, living and hall. We've got a 6.39, which runs from that point through to here. And we've also got 2 at 5.08, and they run at this side of the wall down, and also up this one to that point there, and it carries on across there to there. So they're the 2 5.08s. Now we've also got 2 at 1.8, so that runs from here down to there, and also from here down to there. And we've also got 1 more at 1.8, and that runs from this point here across, and it runs from here across. Now all of these are at 2.4 high, and we still need to take out the deductions for these. So we've got a minus 0.76 for the doorways. So that'll be on the inside, this one here, and this one here. We've also got a minus 2.7 by 2.3, and that's this W2 opening here. And we've also got the laundry door at minus 1.6 by 2.1. You'll notice that I've not put anything on this wall. This is going to be an Aqualine wall, so we don't need to put anything in at this stage. And next we move on to bedroom 2. So we've got two lengths at 5.07, and they run from here down to here, and from here down to here. And we've got four lengths at 2.7, and that runs from this side to that side, and the back one wall here, and also both sides of your wardrobe wall. So we've got one here and one here. And then we also need to take out all the deductions for this wall. So we've got a minus 0.76 for the access door, which is here. And we've got a minus 1.8 by 2.3, which is this window here. And we've got a minus 1.8 by 0.8, which is this window here. And finally, we've got the wardrobe door at minus 2.19 times 2.1. And you've got that both sides. So you've got one side there and one side there. So that's all of the internal linings for the walls for the standard jib. And with our wastage, it gives us a total of 103.9 square meters. So next we need to look at the 10mm Aqualine to the walls. So in the kitchen, it goes on this wall along here only. And we need to do a deduction for this window. So we've got a 1.8 by 0.8 window, which we need to deduct out of that jib. So we do that deduction. We've also got the laundry, and that is 1.8 from here to here, and again from here to here. And then we've also got the 0.7 from this point here to here, and here to here. So we've marked them up on here as a 1.8 by 2.4 times 2, and a 0.7 by 2.4 times 2. And also we've got a deduction for the laundry door at minus 1.6 by 2.1, and that goes in here. And lastly, we've got the bathroom. So we've got two at 1.8 which go across here and here. And we've got two at 2.63 that go down here and here. And again, we have to take out the opening. So we've got a minus 0.76, which is your doorway here, and a minus 0.6 by 0.8, which goes here, which is your window. And we add our 10% for wastage. So a total of 40.88 square meters of 10mm Aqualine jib to the walls. Now that's all your internal jib to the walls that's required for both standard and Aqualine. Now we move on to the ceilings. So we need to supply and fit a 13mm standard jib plasterboard to ceilings with glues and 6-gauge 41mm screw fixings. So we'll start off with bedroom 1. So we know we've got 2.9 by 5.7, so that's that whole area. So we just highlight that we've filled this in. So we know it's this whole area, so we can put across there that we've allowed for the ceiling for the whole of this area. And the next is a kitchen, living room or hall. So what we do is we allow for the whole room, and we'll do a deduction, and it's just going to be one sheet that we take out that we're going to replace with the Aqualine jib. So for the moment, we're going to measure the whole area. So it's all of this area here, plus here, and here. So we know it's done. We're going to have a deduction for an area for the jibs, and that's just going to be along here. Okay. So next we have bedroom 2. So again, we got a 2.7 by 5.07, which is the whole area here. So we're just going to apply this here. And that gives us a total of 57.71 square meters of standard jib, and that includes a 10% wastage. So next we move on to the 13mm Aqualine jib for the ceilings with glues and 6 gram 41mm screw fixings. So in the kitchen area, we're just going to use a board in this area here. So we priced the whole thing up, we took a deduction out, and this is where we're going to be putting the board in for the ceiling. We've also got the laundry. We've got a 1.8 by 0.7, and that all goes in here. And we've also got the bathroom at 1.8 by 2.63, and that goes in here. And with our 10% of wastage, it gives us a total of 14.97 square meters of 13mm Aqualine jib ceiling. So next we've got the stopping to walls at level 4, including plaster and internal and external angles, joining tape and mesh. So this is going to be exactly the same as what we did for the jib walls. So all we can do is just copy and paste what we've done, and that's for both the standard jib and the Aqualine jib, and we can just apply them for one, and that's what I've done here. So the description says what we need to do, and for the measurements it's just identical. It's exactly the same as a jib board, including the deductions as well. So we're just going to copy and paste them over as I've done here. So again, for the ceiling, we've got stopping to level 4, including all plaster and joining tape mesh. So again, it's just copying all of our quantities in our ceiling for our standard and our Aqualine, and we just brought them down here. And there's obviously no deduction, so we didn't need to take out the difference between the standard and the Aqualine in the kitchen because the stopping is going to be the same. So with our 10% for those as well, gives us the total amounts that we need. So next we have square stopping to the ceilings and the walls. So sometimes they have a plaster cornice going in those joints, but in this case it's just going to be a stopping which includes all plaster and joining tape stroke mesh, whichever is required. So we just measure these rooms as linear meters. So we start off with bedroom 1, and we measure from this point here to that point there, and also from that point there to that point there. And we've also got a 5.07, which is the length. We'll go full length down from there to there, and from this point here to this point there. And within the wardrobe, we've got 2 more at 2.9, and so we've got one here and one on the inside of the wall here. And that's bedroom 1 with the wardrobe. So next we move on to the kitchen, living and hall. We've got a 6.39, and that runs from here to here. And we've got 2 of those, so that'll run from here to here, and here to here, and here to here. So that's your 2 6.39s. And we've also got a 5.07. We've got 2 5.07s, one going from here to here. Oops, excuse me. And we've got one going from here to here, and here to here. So as well as that, we've got a few 1.8s as well. So we've got a 1.8 running from here, this point here to that point there. And also for the inside of this wall from here to here. And the next we've got the laundry. We've got a 0.7. So we know we go from this point here to here, and from here to here. And then the 1.8s, which is the returns, to join them up. And the bathroom, we've got a 1.8 times 2, one from there to there, and there to there. And also within the bathroom, we've got the 2.63s. They go from there to here, and there to there. And finally, bedroom 2, we've got 5.07s running from the width. Got 2 of those. and we've got 2 at 2.7 in the bedroom from here to here, and here to here, and also again within the wardrobe from there to there, and finally from there to there. So there's no deductions to make whatsoever. So there's a ceiling joint to the walls in every room. So we just add those together, add our 10%, which gives us a total of 90.82 linear meters for the square stopping. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and leave comments below. Please stay tuned for future videos on quantity surveying elements.